There we go, okay. I'm trapped in Clockwork Castle unless I can restore the steam power to the machines here. Lahar tells me I can do this by going down into Nernderl beneath the castle and replacing the breach sections of the steam pipeline. There. Lamash 2 has given me the key to the mausoleum, which is apparently where I can find the passage to Nernderl. Okay. Still want to find out who that creepy lady is, though. Here lies Maximilian Clodovac, caring father, loving husband. Here lies Marie Clodovac. Okay. Well, duh, we're in a mausoleum, there's going to be graves, that makes sense. Hall of Elements, huh? Okay.
You know, sometimes I get to thinking. You know me. Why don't you come away? No, I'm going to bite. I'm going to bite your face. Come away with me. Come away. Pains you took to show me.
Oh. Okay. They are creepy as fuck. Where the hell do we start? This place is huge, it's awesome. Okay, so there's a bit of broken pipe. Okay, so it's as simple as that. That's cool.
We've all come to suffocate. I can't honestly.
Oh god. Oh, I think I know who that woman is now, and that's creepy. That's creepy as fuck.
I'm going to bite your face. I'm going to. Looks like he's dead. Problem at your. People come to suffocate. I'm not dead.
No, I wouldn't say you're dead. So, they put human souls into these constructs. That is pretty obvious. But that doesn't explain the ghost.
Looks like it's the end. You can make it last forever.
Sickness ward. Hello?
No.
You alright?
Yeah, I was fine.
I don't like these colors one bit. We're all alone and there is no noise.
Come on.
I'm not sure.
I'm not dead. No, no, no. Brother, let your knees bleed. Please. Simplicity.
That's weird.
I know what I want. I'm central. I'm central. I have control.
It was central, I had control. Wait.
Huh?
So we are dealing with a necromancer of some description.
Nothing, nothing. It was a dream.
Always notice or something when something creepy's going on.
Try to connect. I'm thinking I take a time and so did I.
So what happens when you reset your character? The perks get allocated and you can't get them back. Oh, fuck about with some magic. Wait, I got the restore health self spells. Where are they? I guess I didn't. Rip. Hello, dude. New mic. Ah. Ah. What happened to yours? Ooh. No. Nice. Ay. Nice. I don't know what that is, but GG. Ah. I see. Okay, let's go around this way. What is it with levers not having the levers in? Ooh. Hidden potion, I'll take that. So, I'm playing a mod where it's really weird. It freaked the shit out of me last night. It was beautiful. I was walking down a corridor and there was this like cage door, and then suddenly I wasn't able to move, and this woman just walked slowly towards me, and I'm like, if she touches me, I'm dead. I'm so dead. I'm so fucked. And it also had the Silent Hill siren going off in the background. She gets up to me, she disappears, turn around, there's 3 skeletons pointing at me, and that's what makes me squeal. It was beautiful. I didn't realise Skyrim or skeletons could be so scary. Okay.
I'm not dead. Tell me if it's correct.
Doesn't surprise me at all. Oh man, I've still got PS2 controller that I've had for years, and they are so much more resilient than the shit we get now. So that's 3 of those I've got. Nope, that's not creepy at all.
You can trust me.
Nice. Well, I tried to play some arcade to get my loot boxes, and then it was less than half an hour and I rage quit. I'm fucking sick of Overwatch. Wait, don't I have that? I don't even think I could play with you anyway now you're in Masters. Yeah. Oh. I ain't never getting into Diamond, so. No, it's not. It really isn't. Is that? Oh no, that's just a barrel. I've opened that. Oh, I'm gonna try and find my way out of here. This place is like a maze. Ooh, one more. Nice. So this should be where I want to go. Yes. Ah. Okay.
I need this.
Get off. So I've done 3. Do I have one on me? So I need 6 more.
I'm not dead. Take time.
Need some more Dwemer crap. No, I already killed you once.
I'm not dead. controlled and undivided. Uncontrolled and undivided. Nothing, nothing.
Stop it.
Alert. Life fly away.
No. Oh, bless me. Sorry about that.
No, it was a dream. I strike out across the swells.
Nice. Okay. Back in a sec. Okay. Being shot at. Why am I not dead? Oh, I'm almost dead. Shit. How many of those have I got now? So I need 2 more, so I should have enough for that. Ah, damn it, I'm gonna put muffle on my boots. Oh well. I won't be doing much sneaking at the minute anyway. Okay, that should be more than enough. Okay, that should be all of them now. Now to find all the pieces of pipe I need to put back together.
You can make it last forever.
Make what last forever? Or do I even want to know?
Don't want to be on top of your list. Sometimes.
Funny, these ruptured pipelines have got perfectly placed platforms next to them. And
They had time and so did I. You know what I'll say. I won't. No. Looks like it's the end. I won't. No.
you won't know. Hey, hello, Hunter. I've given up on Overwatch. Oh, there is that it? Oh, great, of course it's all the way down there. Why didn't I put Become Ethereal on my... fuck for that. It lasted. Right, I need to go up. How you doing today, Hannah? Ah, there it is.
I'm not dead.
And that's the last one. Mortal layer, what? That's creepy. I didn't mean to pick up that lantern, damn it.
Why don't you come? There is no. I'm not.
That's not what I was expecting.
not a dream.
There we go. Controller died.
Rather let your knees bleed. Please. It was a dream.
This is creepy as fuck. Right, now I really did kill you.
In all directions at once.
That is fucking weird. How do I make it so they die forever?
You're back.
Creepy lady!
I am standing here. I was not talking to anyone. There was only me. A sound. There was a sound. It reminds me of a long time ago. Yes, this is something to speak of with Laha.
Wow.
Fine.
You were successful, I see. Very good. Once the castle sprang back to life, I took the opportunity to go through the travel machine and procure some supplies. I have laid out some food. Please, help yourself. I can now also arrange for trades with distant merchants, if you desire. Let me know if you wish to trade anything. With the exhaust fans running once more, I was also able to enter the workroom and remove the dangerous materials in there. It is now safe to use the workroom. If you would like me to show you the way, just ask. You may also be interested to know that I replanted the glass garden in your absence. I favored useful alchemical plants. They will take time to grow, but at least they will no longer die in the cold. Finally, you should now be able to use the travel machine to return to Skyrim, should you wish. I can demonstrate the use of the travel machine to you, if you would like. Just let me know. Here is a key to the terminus gates. You will need it on the other side. Yes, I shall endeavor to answer. I am a caretaker. I see to it that the castle is kept in good repair. I am a caretaker. I also see to the needs of castle residents. Now that the travel machine is functional once more, I can use it to trade for necessities.
I think you're human.
Let me know if you would like to arrange a trade. I wear robes. Yes, and observers believe that beneath the robes, I am wearing a suit of Dwemer armor. It was not always like this. Ludwig used to live here too. So did his family and servants, but they all left long ago, shortly after Lamash II and I came here. It was a freehold colony of the Dwemer, and my old home. Sadly, it is now a ruin, and we are no longer welcome there. Lamash II and I are fortunate to be able to now call Clockwork Castle our home. Ludwig used to live here with us. It was he who first invited Lamash II and I to live in the castle. I have not seen Ludwig in a very long time. I don't know. I believe he kept a series of journals, however. Perhaps the answer can be
Oh,
found
yay,
in their
reading.
pages. I recall seeing them scattered about the keep. You might try looking in the master bedroom, mage's study and travel room. I know little of such things, but I was told that this style of furnishing was popular in Hyrule some time ago. Or perhaps you are referring to the machines. The first were built Of course. All point to trade with would be helpful. Excellent. This should be very helpful. I'll be here if you need me.
Alright, let's go see what's in the master bedroom. Wow. This is pretty. That's cool. One of 4. Journal of Ludwig Clodovec, Part 1. 3rd of Evening Star, 4E16. Oh, stretch. Okay. Today we laid my father to rest in the mausoleum. It is a strange feeling, knowing that his shell just lies there alone, and that at any time I could go and look upon it as if he was still here. Instead, I shall honour his wish and begin the keeping of this journal. It's past time I did. He certainly prodded me into it for long enough. Should this first entry be a commemoration of father's life? I lack the words to adequately describe him. I lack the words to adequately describe him, I think. His achievements are familiar to most. Everyone knows the Clockwork trading company. There is little I could add, and less that would be of interest, I'm sure, coming from me. I can say, however, that he shall be missed. We commend thee and lay thee to rest, Maximilian Clockwork, father. 10th of Morning Star, 4E17. It occurs to me that for this journal to be of any use to anyone, I should explain who I am. My name is Ludwig Clockwork, the new Lord of Clockwork Castle, I suppose. Lord of a trade route to nowhere, it barely entered my thoughts as a child, as I have no memory of living anywhere else, but our castle is truly remote. It was father's grand project, a new trade route between Skyrim and Morrowind, administered by the Clockwork Company alone. A fool's project is what they called it. How could it replace the Sea of Ghosts route, they would ask. What of the phenomenal expanse in tunnelling under the mountains, said others. But father's plan was more simple. Why forge a new path when one can reclaim an old one? Tolvold's crossing was too dangerous and too far south in any case. The mysterious tunnels that father set his mind and considerable fortune to, and he never did reveal how he knew of them, were not too far from the port and Windhelm. He knew no name for these tunnels, and since they went beneath the Velothi Mountains, he and all the workers came to simply call them the Velothi Tunnels. Clearing the way was dangerous, but the work involved was relatively slight. These tunnels emerged in a small valley high in the mountains, before plunging beneath the rocks again, down to Morrowind. Clockwork Castle was built in this valley, a gatehouse in the centre of the would-be trade route, and that is how I grew up, observing the construction of our castle, watching and pestering the builders, stonecutters, carpenters and smiths. Tools and machines fascinated me. Hammers and saws, pulleys and levers. I relished seeing the walls go up, the rooms take shape. Father was more keen on the furnishings. They had to match the latest fashions of faraway High Rock. That was home to him and to Mother. I was too young to remember it well, but they are distinctive. Everything went wrong in the Red Year. Not merely for us, of course, but it was the death of so very many. But that was when the tunnel down to Morrowind fell in, killing the workers inside. It was the end of Father's grand project. Even if our route had survived, the people of Morrowind did not. There was no one left to trade with. Mother died not long after, along with my sister, who would have been. So much went wrong. The castle was nearly complete by then, and though again people called him mad, Father elected to have it finished. Certainly some things were called off and cut short. I think the armoury was originally intended to be another grand entrance hall, leading into quarters for prestigious guests, a ballroom and such, but still, it became Clockwork Castle, our home. My aunts and uncles always said that Father never recovered from these days. Why else would he choose to stay in the place that had come to represent his very dear failure? Father may have founded it, but they took on the running of Clockwork Company from then on. My siblings mean to take up the business also. Also, they informed me during their brief visit to inter our father. They may have been anxious to leave the castle once they were old enough. They could not stand the isolation, but I, of course, remained here with Father and the staff. I remember I was sorely disappointed when the last of the construction came to a close. Some of the carpenters and smiths had treated me almost as an apprentice, but then they had to leave, and there was nothing more to do. Father had noted my interest in intricate mechanics, though, and diverted them into a trade in intricate jewelleries. Alright. It is not exactly what I wanted, but it suits me well enough. I can labour at home in the castle. It is also very profitable. And there you have it, I suppose. Lord Ludwig Clockwork, the jeweller.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to intrude.
No, I just finished reading. I need a key for that, huh? We need to find the next one. I want to do them in order. So it's Mage's Study. Having access Nell's staff in Charlie and Tel Mithrin, it may be possible to have Lahar construct one here in Mage's Study. Nice. What is that? Is that number 2? Yes, it is. Journal of Ludwig Clockwork, Part 2, 12th of last seed, 4017. Now that Father is gone, they pester me to expand the mausoleum in readiness for my eventual passing. Next in line to die. Fine, I shall order the excavation. 4th of Rain's Hand, 4E18. It is like turning over a rock and finding the twisting tunnels of an ant nest exposed to the sky. And yet, here the inhabitants did not scatter or erupt into a panic. They merely stood and stared with those red pinpricks for eyes. 7th of Rain's Hand, 4E18. I should explain. In expanding the mausoleum, the workers broke through into some ancient catacombs of the Dwemer. They were beneath our feet, beneath the castle, all this time. Perhaps it should not be too surprising. The Velothi tunnels are home to some Dwemer ruins also. It is also strange though. Where do I begin? I've read about the Dwemer animunculi, all I could lay my hands on, as those were some of my favourites, but I have never seen any mention of what we found here. The workers called me down when they were about to breach the wall, and there we all stood, clustered around the hole. On the other side was our mirror image, a congregation of metal men staring back at us with their glowing red eyes. I was afraid, we all were, but while the workers all fled the mausoleum, I remained frozen in place, expecting your imminent death as a significant shock. But an even greater surprise awaited me. A metal woman came forward and spoke. She spoke to me. At first her words were unrecognisable. Was it the Dwemer language? Then she spoke in Cyrodiilic that was slow and halting. "No harm," she said. I could manage no response. "No harm," she said again, but this time to the metal men and women behind her. Now she stands here in the study with me, reading the books. I think she asked for them. I brought her here on the day of the breach, but I have forgotten what we spoke of. I said a lot in my panic, and she said very little. It all happened so quickly. Her brethren have all remained behind down below, but she has not left the study. She is looking at me. 12th Rain's Hand, 4th Era 18. Her name is Lamashtu. Her progress in learning Cyrodiilic is astonishing. She reads my books and listens to the conversations of the staff, and already I can converse with her easily. The servants are not glad to have this audience though, that much is clear. They are plainly afraid of what we have uncovered, but it is just as plain to me that these metal men mean us well. No harm, as Lamashtu said. Lamashtu has promised to show me Nurndural, for that is the name of the Dwemer catacombs beneath us. Actually, she has said that she will have her, I suppose, brother Lahar show it to me. I think she wants to stay in the study. She says that she and her metal brethren are called the Gilded, but I am, as of yet, unsure what they are exactly. Apparently they have always been beneath our feet, and have never ventured out. They do resemble animunculi, that is all I can say. I realise more and more each day that the discovery of the Gilded is a monumental one, but Lamashtu has requested privacy. I'm not sure of her reasons, but I can certainly think of my own. Dwemer animunculi are known to be generally hostile and quite dangerous. I dread the thought of what might happen if some kind of military attention fell on them. The staff may spread tales, how could I stop them? But I have heard how they speak of this discovery. I doubt anyone will believe the particulars of their tales. They will be thought of as just that, tales. First or second seed, 4th Era 18. The resources to be found in Nurandor are beyond my ability to count or really value. In particular, that wonderful metal, that famous Dwemer metal that confounds all who try to unlock the secrets of its fabrication. I did put the question to Lamashtu, but I am no smith or alchemist is all she would say. She has answered many of my questions about the truly amazing machines down there. Though I can barely sleep, it feels like my mind is on fire with possibilities. Lahar is taking to his new job well, too. After showing me some of Nurandor, he followed me back up to the castle. I did not mind, even to begin with. He was almost as well spoken as Lamashtu. I think she must have been teaching him, or perhaps he already knew. Much like Lamashtu had, Lahar began to follow the staff and observe their work. To their visible chagrin, before long he expressed an interest in taking up the role of a caretaker of the castle. Already he is invaluable. He is careful, quick, and most remarkably, does not appear to need or want for sleep. 22nd of second seed, 4th Era 18. My studies of Nurandor's machines consume my attention, as do my plans regarding what I learn from them. I look to Lamashtu as a representative of that domain and of her kind. Besides Lahar, who is agreeable if simple, she is the only one able or perhaps willing to speak with me. The others merely stare as I pass and ignore my attempts at conversation. I asked her permission to salvage what scraps of metal could be found lying broken and useless in the halls of Nurnduril for use in my own works. However impassive her manner, she did agree. This is tremendously exciting. The metal can be melted down and reshaped as I desire. There is so much of it to be had. I go to work. 25th of mid-year, 4th era 18. The mausoleum has become a thoroughfare. Metal, warped scraps and whole pieces both is carted out of Nurnduril and into the workroom by small groups of gilded. There the casting mould awakes. Things are taking shape. That's weird. Okay. Number 3 is in the travel room. Between the pages of this journal you find a key tied to its label which reads Master Bedroom Wardrobe. Ah, nice. That must be where the last part of the journal is then. Journal of Ludwig Clodovec, Part 3. First of Sun's Height, 4th Era 18. The staff are all leaving. This has been building for some time. It's their fear of the gilded. More and more of their number are effectively taking up residence in the castle, as they help with my work. As for Lamashtu and Lahar, they also took to observing the staff in their daily tasks, never speaking, just watching. I think it all became too much. Perhaps it's for the best. I'm told that perhaps it's for the best. I'm told that the company is not doing well. Less money is coming in. In truth, it's a relief. I never know what to say to them anyway. Even to Annalise. She's all... Are you right? Yeah, I'm getting messed up over my words though. So I've already chased Raiden off.
Alright.
She was always kind to me. She actually asked me to leave as well. That's not something I could do though, especially not now. I could have sworn that she looked disappointed. It would be nice to think of why that might be, but that can't be it. It must be my imagination. Thank you, plane.
Yeah.
No, I said thank you, plane. Because if I can't hear myself over it, my mic won't be able to. Still, it's sad to think that I will likely not see her again. In any case, Lamashtu was quick to point out that the staff are not even truly required any longer, not with her brethren being here and able to take up the work. Today I offered to pay them all a wage for this work, but Lamastru declined, saying that all they needed was something to occupy them. Lahar echoed this sentiment. I suppose we'll have to take them at their word. None of their brethren will speak to me after all. 3rd of Hearthfire, 4th Era 20. Behold the common tap or spigot. The pipes have cast metal to ferry the water, the appropriated Joema pump, and the steam to make it go. Steam under pressure, it all makes it go. Now I have water at the turn of a tap, heated water even. That Joema boiler was perfect for the task. 23rd of 1st Seed, 4th Era 21. Today I heard that Clockwork Trading Company is no more. By accounts it was in a slow decline since the Red Year and Mother's death, but now it's finally happened. We all have our share of the remaining wealth, and it is not insubstantial. I do not have to worry for myself.
Just a cute bottom thing.
What?
Move back on your swim bag downstairs.
She likes sleeping on my swim bag. Move back on a bug.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that cat. I love that cat. Okay, that's fine. We all have our share of the remaining wealth. It is not insubstantial. I do not have to worry for myself or my remaining family. Indeed, I have continued my jewellery business all this time, even overseeing some of the gilded in creating additional pieces. Some things need to be arranged, but overall this is nothing to fret over. Things here won't change. 5th of Rain's Hand, 4th Era 21. I can't abide first-time meetings. Can anyone? No one knows what to say to one another. Who are you, they would say. What is it that you do? By which, of course, they mean, please describe your quantifiable worth to society in a short sentence. 6th of Frostfall, 4th Era 21. Father's beautiful glass garden perched atop the castle never did function as he wanted. It would never hold the warmth the plants needed. It all leached out into the frigid mountain air, and the plants froze and died. Now that I can tap into that seemingly endless supply of pressurized steam... Sorry. Seemingly endless supply of pressurized steam produced by some unknown means deep in Nurndurel. The glass garden is finally as warm and vaporous as I could ever want. 14th of Sun's Dawn, 4th Era 23. An amazing discovery today, though I would not have known if not for Lamastru. In excavating a new room for the cellar, the workers struck what appears by its curve to be a great metal sphere. Joema metal, like everything down there, but unlike any other items of Joema manufacture I have yet seen. Lamashtu came to look at it, and it seems that she recognises it. After some thought, she said that it had been called a machine for far walking without steps. A rough translation, I think. I'm simply calling it the travel machine. For now, as that is apparently what it's for. Teleporting one to a far-off location and back again. She speaks of it as if of a barely remembered thing from one's childhood. But Lamastru tells me that the machine is like a crossroads, with paths striking out in many different directions from it. At the end of each road is a terminus machine, and this is where one would appear upon entering the travel machine here. Similarly, entering a terminus machine would bring one back here. I've asked for the workers to uncover the sphere in its entirety. This is very exciting. 30th of Hearthfire, 4th Era 23. The travel machine is to be my own grand project. Quite early on, we found a kind of panel on its surface that could be removed. Behind it were etched a series of pictographs that Lamastru aided me in deciphering. We have concluded that they give instructions in the assembly and operation of the machine. The work required is lengthy and arduous. It would be impossible were the Gilded not here to help me. A large chamber to house it must be dug out and supported with stonework. The machine itself has been buried in the dirt for who knows how long. Excavation continues, but it is painstaking. After that it must be... No! Fucking Trials Fusion. Excavation continues, but it is painstaking. After that, it must be raised up, righted and supported in place. It must be cleaned thoroughly inside and out. Broken pieces must be recast and replaced. It is to require an extraordinary amount of piping. There is a lot going unused down in Nernderal, but will it be enough? I expect this to take years, but it is the power of teleportation, and not just in the hands of powerful mages. It's hard to imagine what a boon it would have been to the Clockwork Company had it not closed its doors. 22nd of 2nd Seed, 4th Era 24. Work on the travel machine continues. In the meantime, I have been inspired by the idea of the travel machine to create my own structure that facilitates the fast transportation of items across the castle. It relies on the principle of pneumatic pressure to propel items through pipes that have been laid beneath the floors and behind the walls. My first practical test was a pipe that ran between a terminal in the kitchen and one in my bedroom. It worked much as I expected, though the first attempts were messy. I shall expand this structure of pipes throughout the castle. It will be more disruptive than the gas lights were, as the pipes are much larger, but worth it in the end, I feel. A funny thing also, I have heard that rather than Clockwork Castle, people have come to call my home Clockwork Castle for all the machinery here. It's a fitting name, I think. I like it. 11th of Rain's Hand, 4th Era 30. I am frustrated by the interminable work required by the travel machine. So much work and yet so little to occupy my time. I simply lack the strength of the Gilded, and for now there is nothing I can help with. To alleviate my boredom, I recently... Oh, yawn. Sorry. Blah. To alleviate my boredom, I recently began work on a method for controlling the machine. It's something I've given a lot of thought to. How to inform the machine of where I want to go. I'm sculpting what will become a cast metal relief map of Skyrim. Only Skyrim, Lamashtu assures me that it could not take one anywhere else. Once cast, I will affix mechanical buttons to it in the places on the map the machine can take me. It shall be beautiful. I certainly have the time to make it so. 4th Frostfall, 4th Era 32. Today one of the gilded workers struck me as we were working on the travel machine. He had been giving me odd looks all morning, so I had kept my eye on him in turn, and saw the blow coming in time to mostly evade him. He still caught me on the arm and knocked me to the floor, raising a nasty bruise. He stood above me, silent all the while, and for a moment I feared for my life. Fortunately, I then heard Lahar rounding the corner and looked to him for help. But now it was Lahar looking at me oddly. Sprawled on the floor, as the worker had already turned back to his task as if nothing was amiss. Still, I had to tell Lahar what happened. I hardly feel safe around the Gilded these days. He said a soft something to the worker that I didn't catch, and my assailant left for Nernderal without a word, later to be replaced by a different Gilded. I'm thankful that the machine is nearly finished. 20th of Sundusk, 4th Era 33. It is like tuning a musical instrument. Fine adjustments until the right tone is struck, and the travel machine stirs to life. A bright blue portal shining in its heart. This is how we find where the thing can take us, which terminus machines out there yet function. I was reluctant to go through the shimmering portal. How could we truly know where it led, or even if one would arrive with both life and limb intact? What if an unfriendly person awaited on the other side? Lahar did not seem to share my concerns, however, and strolled through the portal before I knew what he intended. He was gone so long that I thought him lost, and when he returned he was caked in dirt, as if he had dug his way out of a grave. I saw the banners of Whiterun, he said to me. The caravan brings us mead from there. I marked down the tuning and we moved to the next. Lahar went fearlessly into the portal again and again, though now I made him cover his metal body with clothes. With what clothes would fit. He would be a strange sight indeed to anyone that might see him otherwise. To anyone that might see him otherwise. 9th of Evening Star, 4th Era 33. Today I took my first steps outside Clockwork Castle in over a decade. How is it that so much time has passed? It was well outside the castle too. The travel machine works. I stood outside Markarth Clockwork terminus for several minutes, watching the crowds across the river entering and leaving the city. So many people. And that was enough for me. I returned to make this entry. There were long years in which I thought this day would never come, but now it's here. The machine works. Now there is no more need for the caravans to make the trips through the Velothi tunnels, delivering my supplies. Lahara said that he will do it instead using the travel machine. 18th of mid-year, 4th era 35. This morning I awoke to find that all the Gilded, excepting Lamashtu and Lahar, had left during the night. Lahar says they have all returned to Nundaral. To be honest, I am relieved. I was beginning to feel like a prisoner in my own home. I dared not enter a room if one of the workers was in there, doing their chores. I don't know how to properly describe it, but for some time now they have exuded such a sense of menace that I feel in danger around them. Fortunately, Clockwork Castle has earned its name. With all the work I've done here, all the labour-saving machines, the workers are no longer needed. Lahar is more than enough. After all, there is no great entourage here to feed and clothe. No mothers, fathers, children, dogs. There is just me. Only me. Let me just go get that last journal, and then we'll get all the reading out of the way. It won't be long till I've got to go cook, to be honest. No, aww. Quiz journal 404. My smithing went up? Journal of Ludwig Clodovec, Part 4. 5th of Sun's Height, 4th era 37. An awful realization has been in my thoughts lately, or rather than a realization, a question. If I were to die, say of some accident in the workroom, how long would it be until I was found? The answer, I think, is that the longer I stay here out of the world, the more any knowledge or memories of me will fade from those out there, and the longer it would be until I was found, tending towards infinity. It's almost mathematical. 13th of Evening Star, 4th era 44. It occurs to me that I'm so accustomed to the useful machines in Clockwork Castle that I can scarcely imagine life without them. And yet, do devices like these exist anywhere else? They could improve the lives of others too, but would anyone accept them? What real use would these contraptions be, they would ask, or how could we possibly afford to build such extravagances? And yet I spend all my days in the workroom, crafting machines and objects of utility and beauty. Perhaps one day when I've done enough, when I'm finished, I can show it all to someone. 10th of Frostfall, 4th era 53. I cannot remember the last time I actually spoke aloud. Once there was so much to say, so much to learn from Lamashtu, and so much to organise with Lahar. Now, though everything is settled, every moment runs into the next with the precision and predictability of a perfect machine. Every day is exactly the same. There is nothing more to say. When the last time I spoke to someone from outside the castle, someone not made of words, it must have been around when the travel machine was completed. Has it really been so long? I don't know that I could raise my voice anymore, not even to save my life. I don't want it to be heard. 29th of 1st Seed, 4th Era 54. They're warm to the touch, aren't they? Am I not warm? Lamashtu, Laha, the lady in the walls, they are also cold. 1st of Hearthfire, 4th Era 60. Clocks driven by soul gems, marking time for an eternity. Are they aware? What do they see with no eyes? What do they feel with no skin? 7th of Mid-Year, 4th Era 68. Does the mind require other minds to inform its thoughts? Do they otherwise reflect back uselessly and endlessly unchanged? An echo chamber. But I say nothing. Could I still speak? I dare not speak. 7th of Sun's Dusk, 4th Era 83. I do nothing but sit here in this chamber, the cobwebs growing about me, and the dust staining my skin. I could not bear their eyes upon me, and the weight of the judgment behind those eyes would be too much as well. I think I shall simply stay here instead. There is a feeling rising in me that my time here is growing short. It is obvious to me that I should note down my last will, but then there is no one to give it all to, and I have nothing to offer in any case. Who would want what I have? I don't want to reflect on my life. It was no good, really. It's no good. Surely, though, it was better than nothing. Just locked himself in here to die. Fuck! Hi, creepy!
What are you doing? That must be Ludwig. He used to live here with us. I had not spoken to him for a long time. I suppose he must have died in there. I forgot about death. It was a long time ago for me. I am nearly 4,000 years old. For me, time is difficult. Men and women are victims of time, whereas I turn for a moment to ponder, and when I turn back, you're all dead. Towards the end, Ludwig shut himself away and would see no one. Items such as food and books were sent up using the pneumatic tube system. For a time, Lahar continued to deliver his food, and the food was eaten. I believe now that the vermin began to eat the food, once Ludwig stopped. Caretaking is Lahar's sole interest. You should ask him. What is it? You want to leave? You want to go back out into the world? Is it not luxurious here? You can stay. Lahar will bring you food. You can eat and sleep and read and tinker and be safe. You can stay. I see. Very well. I believe I know what keeps you here, so listen closely. I must first explain what we are. What I am. You won't understand otherwise. We are the Gilded. I have a crystalline heart in a metal chest. A soul gem. In it resides the soul of a Dwemer woman, once living. A woman named Lamashtu. My bones are my own, but gilt in metal. Fused with armor, pillion and gear to hold me together. I died long ago. Soul trap magic was cast upon us, and we were lowered into the molten metal. And then, when I was very young, she took me away from the Foundry Mother and said, "Thou art the child of my endeavors. Follow me and thou shalt inherit the world."
So, I need a crystalline heart to leave. The master's being creepy.
Can I help you with something? That is concerning. I should check on her. Please, follow me.
I wouldn't call it nonsense. I pretty much understood what she said.
Not much too.
The pair of you, you're not of the sky. It's plain as day. I'll have no part of it.
I did not think it could happen to her, but Lamash too is losing herself. I need to make this plain. This is a very bad thing. She may become like our brethren down below. Mindless and raving. Hostile. Hollow. I'm afraid we won't be getting anything from her in this state. I believe she needs a new heart. Yes, and hers is degrading. If this continues, she will lose herself completely. And if it shatters, she will die. Possibly. I am unsure. Long ago, when our brothers and sisters still spoke to us, there was a Malcolm. He was the first to lose himself, but he was not like the others. One day he simply left and disappeared into the unused parts of Nurdural. Soon after, our brethren began to vanish as well, one by one. Later we would discover their discarded shells, every one of them missing their heart. It was said that Malcolm had taken their hearts into his own body, a new body of his own making. I have never seen him myself, but if he has been collecting hearts, he may have an empty one we can use. It must be empty or we cannot use it. It will appear darkened. It will not glow like mine, or those of my brethren. If Malcolm still exists, you may find him somewhere down in Urdural. I suspect he is dangerous. Be careful. I'll be here if you need me.
Alright, we'll go for another 20 minutes and I'm gonna go cook dinner.
Is there something I can do for you? It was a dream. I never did.
Yo!
Out of the blue.
Get out of my house! So I wonder if that creepy ghost is Lamash too.
The nightmare vibe strong.
So that's why they keep getting up. Because they're not dead. Wait, source of music. I can't hear any music, hold on. Need to turn up the TV. Okay, I hear that. Nope.
Come away. You know me.
I saw you. I saw you in here earlier. You crawling over everything, repairing the pipes. Are you looking for me? Come to the sickness ward. I took what I could from the shadow, then left her alone. One heart was too few. It was unsafe. If it broke, I would be gone forever. I need the hearts. I need them. I am too big. They break, one after the other. I don't need you. You may leave if you wish. Your death is not needed. You are not compatible. Your death is acceptable, however. You are not needed. If you truly wish to stay, come find me in the southern commissary. I shall find room for you somewhere. Some hearts I took don't work. They won't leave. Such a waste.
Oh, headset fell off.
I want to be free, and I am free. One heart was too few. It was unsafe. If it broke, I would be gone forever. I have what I need. I don't need you. Your death is not needed. You are not compatible. Your death is acceptable, however. You are not needed. This place was for the sick. No sickness now. Some hearts I took don't work. They won't leave. Such a waste. I need the hearts. I need them. I am too big. They break, one after the other. On the surface.
I see. I couldn't get in here last time. Oh, I got paralyzer. Unfinished note. Laha, I'd like to investigate the function of this ballista. Do not fret, I'll be careful with it. The control lever is missing its handle, however. It's an odd thing. I could have sworn that I saw it whole and functional just the other day. In any case, I recall seeing a lever handle that should fit, all the way over in that house at the other end of the mortal layer. Could you have someone fetch it for me, please? And while you're at it...
I want to be free, and I am free. Some hearts I tell them don't work. They won't leave. Such a waste. I don't need you. You may leave if you wish. I need the hearts. I need them. I am too big. They break. One heart. I have what I need. I don't need you. I will never leave this place. I don't need to.
It's bright and blue. Voice. Why don't you come?
Hmm. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for now. Thank you for watching, either now or on YouTube. And I'll see you again.